Security Operations Group. Russ, thanks for being with us. We know that you're busy working with the Citizens Coalition, trying to work through what happened on November 3rd and why, particularly when it comes to the use of the electronic voting machines, the election companies involved, including Dominion, of course, and the software involved. Let's start with what you now have found and what you suspect.
Well, good evening, Lou. I appreciate being on. We have been out looking mostly at Michigan. We're getting ready to start turning our sights towards Pennsylvania and Georgia. The things that you find in Michigan are amazing. There are over 3,000 precincts where the presidential votes cast compared to the estimated voters from the SOS is 99% all the way up to 350%. Those kind of numbers don't exist in the real world. So where did all those votes come from? And in looking at that, we've gone back and we've looked at some of these huge vote dumps that were mostly Biden. We call them spikes. We've gone back and traced the spikes. We've seen where they were cast. They're primarily in 4 counties. We've looked at how long it took to cast those votes. And we've looked at the equipment that exists at all those locations by serial number. And the fact of the matter is, we can't see any physical way possible for some of those votes to have been in those kind of numbers because they just don't have the equipment that could produce it in that time.
And that equipment that you're referring to, the national focus is right now on Dominion. Are you talking principally about the Dominion machines and software that are employed in 28 states, including many of those battleground states?
That is correct. This is Dominion. Now, the Dominion it varies greatly from state to state in how it's used and where it's used and equipment used and other software put it. So it's not a uniform deal that you're looking at. So when you're investigating Dominion, you've really got to be prepared to look at about 4 basic configurations that goes around.
And right now, do you believe that you are aware of sufficient evidence to bring forward in court, and that it would have an immediate impact on the court? And would it be persuasive in your judgment? Would it be persuasive to the American people with what you now know and what you suspect?
Yeah, I do. It's very hard evidence. This is not some theoretical mathematical model. This is very hard evidence. And most, depending on which piece we're looking at, it's anywhere from probably 225,000 votes to over 400,000 votes that you would have to say are more than highly questionable. And that alone should convince the judge, I would think, that they needed to take a hard look at this election, because there is just no way that this election came off the way it's been portrayed. This thing was a mess from top to bottom, and we think that there is a stunning amount of fraud buried in this election.
And Russ, to put this in some context, Russ Ramsdale was, in point of fact, warning about this very outcome in the days and weeks preceding the election. He did not turn to this issue, this corruption, this political corruption of our electoral system after the fact. He was warning everyone, and almost no one would listen to Russ. Russ, what are your thoughts now, given your warnings and what you have found? Does it bear out precisely or approximately what you thought would occur with these machines and this software?
Oh, yeah. We started trying to get people's attention to this 8-10 months ago, and the response was always, oh, no, we got this covered. We got it. And we couldn't see that anyone had this covered, and sure enough, no one did. looks to me like they all got caught very flat-footed. And as you might imagine, Lou, suddenly I'm a really popular guy. But I wasn't popular 2 weeks ago.
Well, Russ, I'm sure you're just being modest. I can't imagine you not being popular. You are certainly doing the Lord's work, and we appreciate it, Russ. Thanks for your time and your continued efforts to get this thing straightened out. Russ, appreciate it.